Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was a psychiatrist and author of On Death and Dying. She is one of the most respected people on the subject of dying. She was born in Switzerland, but she came to the United States in 1958 after graduating from medical school at the University of Zurich. Elizabeth started working at a hospital in New York, and she spent most of her time with the dying patients, and she became interested in what they were going through when she started talking to them about it, and that's what sparked her interest to start her theory. Her theory became more known when she published her first book, On Death and Dying, in 1969. It made her an internationally renowned author. She wrote over 20 books on the subject and spent a lot of time speaking to audiences about her patients and their experiences. Carl looks dead. Elizabeth's first stage of dying is denial and isolation, and it comes from the initial shock of hearing the news, and isolation comes from feeling like people don't care and are avoiding the patient because they don't know how to cope with it either. Her second stage is anger, and that's the why me feeling, like they feel like other people should be going through what they're going through instead of them, or they feel like people just don't care, and they envy people because they're just enjoying their life and not caring. The third stage is bargaining, and it's a short stage that usually takes place between the patient and God, and it's like they're trying to be good because the anger didn't work, so they're trying to be good in order to stay around. Yeah. The fourth stage is depression, and they're mourning for their losses and like hobbies that they missed out on, or they're just sad. The fifth stage is acceptance, and it's not a happy stage, but it's just a void of feelings. And it's realizing that there's just no way to avoid their death, and they're just going to have to deal with it. But a person that is trying to avoid it the whole time just will never reach this stage. She makes it clear that the stages are pretty unique to every person, and some may be revisited or last longer than for other people, or maybe not even go through one of them or skip one. And so it's more of a framework than a procedure, but it's just her theory. Elizabeth co-wrote her second book on grief and grieving with David Kessler, and it was published in 2005, and it goes through her stages of grieving. Elizabeth's theories acknowledge that there is a pattern to the way people react to trauma in their lives, and recognizes that people travel through their own journey but finally reach the acceptance stage so they can cope, and most everybody does that. Elizabeth made a lot of contributions to psychology and research about death and dying and the way people deal with that, and I think that she did a lot for that. Now Carl will read you a quote from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross herself. When we have done all the work we were sent to do, we are allowed to shed our body, which imprisons our soul like a cocoon and encloses us like a future butterfly. And when the time is right, we can let go of it, and we will be free of pain, free of fears and worries, as a very beautiful butterfly, returning home to God. eligible.